From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. Another federal cabinet minister has made a decision on the Liberal leadership race. Industry Minister François-Philippe Champagne spoke at the Canadian Club in Toronto.
I will not be seeking to be the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada for the upcoming race. I will dedicate my energy to defend Canada, to defend Canadians, to defend Canadian businesses.
Earlier today, former BC Premier Christy Clark announced she would not be running for the leadership of the federal Liberals. She joins cabinet ministers Dominic LeBlanc and Mélanie Joly, who are also not running. A weekend poll seems to show most Canadians worry how the federal government will handle its relationship with the U.S. while the Liberals are picking their new leader. Polling firm Leger found 78% of respondents were concerned about the government's ability to manage the relationship with the incoming administration of Donald Trump. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and the federal cabinet are set to meet the same day Trump is inaugurated for his second term as U.S. president. Trudeau's office says a cabinet retreat's been set for January 20th and 21st to talk about defending Canadian interests in the face of Trump's threat of 25% tariffs on Canadian goods. Emergency Preparedness Minister Harjit Sajjan says there was no hesitation to provide Canadian help for Los Angeles in fighting devastating wildfires, despite Donald Trump's tariff threats and his comments Canada would be better off as the 51st U.S. state.
It is, I think, a reminder of our sovereignty, but it also is a reminder how close our relationship is and how close we actually work together.
More than 60 frontline firefighters have traveled from Canada to Los Angeles in recent days. Sajjan says more crews are getting ready if there's a need. Israelis have taken to the streets on the news Hamas has accepted a draft agreement for a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip involving the release of dozens of hostages. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken expressed optimism for the deal in a speech today, but he says it's up to Hamas. The Princess of Wales has revealed her cancer is in remission. It was part of an emotional visit to the hospital where she received treatment last year.
In a statement on social media, the princess shared for the first time any detail on her diagnosis. Earlier, she had just said that she'd completed her chemotherapy in September. Kate conducted the solo treatment at the Royal Marsden Hospital in London, a world-leading cancer center known for its research. Her Kensington Palace office stressed that she would continue to return to public-facing engagements, albeit gradually. The royal family was hit hard by health concerns last year, beginning with the announcement in January that the king would receive treatment for an enlarged prostate and that Kate would undergo abdominal surgery. I'm Haya Panjwani.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Montreal Canadiens player Emmy Heineman is expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks after he was hit by a car yesterday while walking in downtown Salt Lake City. The 23-year-old did not show any signs of serious injuries. The Canadiens visit Utah Hockey Club tonight. Also in the NHL, the Winnipeg Jets welcome the Vancouver Canucks. Toronto hosts Dallas. Ottawa visits the New York Islanders. The Court of Arbitration for Sport has lifted a provisional suspension against Canadian curler Brianne Harris. The court found she was not at fault for an anti-doping rule violation last year. She says she unknowingly took the prohibited substance Ligandrol. The Ottawa Redblacks have signed veteran Canadian defensive lineman Cleon Lang to a 1-year contract extension. The 34-year-old from Edmonton was set to become a free agent after the 2025 CFL season. Major League Soccer's Vancouver Whitecaps have hired Denmark's Jesper Sorensen as head coach. The 51-year-old replaces Vanni Sartini, who was fired in mid-November. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.